All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final match. The defending champion versus Rogue. Winner takes all. We'll move to the round of 8. The loser is out of this tournament. The last Star League for 2015. Let's take a look at these bands.
That's right. It's going to be, looks like Iron Fortress, Terraform, 4 Classic, Cactus Valley, Yoda. Wait, that's not the map, Coda, sorry. Thinking of the player banned out for Rogue.
Echo going to be the starting map here.
Okay. All right.
Could live with it. Makes sense.
It makes sense. ZVP. What does Rogue have planned against someone like Classic who loves to take it late? No rush to end these games quickly.
I feel like for Rogue, he's probably just going to try to play standard ZVP. They kind of prepared specifically for Classic. He doesn't even know if he's necessarily even going to face him in this group.
That's right.
And most people would expect actually that there's no chance he will, because most people would expect Classic to get out of the group in first place.
Certainly so.
So this is probably the matchup he's prepared for the least, so I think he's just going to try to play standard, or maybe during that 10-minute break he thought of something. He talked to his coach. Definitely a tough situation for him. Classic already just naturally strong at this matchup, and started things off preparing for a PVZ, so we can just continue to use that same sort of preparation going into the second match. All right, let's do it, guys. Only one will advance. Classic versus Rogue.
Push it, push it, push it, push it.
Up here in the top left in red, the defending champion, Classic.
Yes. We still have to look at his Nexus for a little while longer because it is such a beautiful masterpiece. There we go. There he is. Champion last season. Already played a PVZ today already against Hyun. Down here in the bottom right, we do have the Zerg player. He is Rogue. Knocking out Hyun in the last series. Haven't seen his ZVP today. What has he got planned for someone like Classic?
It's a good question. You know, as I was saying before, I feel like he's probably just going to try to play reactionary versus what Classic brings to the table. And Classic might have had some builds prepared earlier on in the day that he didn't end up being able to use because Hyun all-in him in game 1, you know, and that series was a bit more Hyun setting the pace and Classic following. So I feel like Classic might have some builds he prepared versus Hyun that he wants to use versus Rogue. Keep in mind that Rogue and Hyun are two very completely different types of players. Speaking of Hyun, he's like, well, I lost, but I know I got a lot of fans. Yeah,
yeah, he's a cool cat.
But
I know what you're saying there. I like it for sure.
It was going to be, just briefly to talk about this, it looked like it was going to be double hatch for a pull, but ended up seeing this probe and decided not to. But go on.
I was going to say, stylistically, these guys are very similar as in terms of they like to take it late game, and they do like to just macro. For a long time, you know, they really want to get to the late part of the game. They have no intention of all-inning. And so I think we probably will see some long games from these guys.
It's been the name of the game this this whole group today. It's long games. And also a lot of series. Every single series went to game 3, which is insanely rare, actually. So, something to keep in mind. And, you know, scouts the pool.
Sees everything that's going on here. He can just pretty much play a normal game from here. He knows it is that forge opening, so he knows he can go for a third base without really worrying about anything else. Just has to get it lings out to make sure the probe isn't blocking or cannoning.
Alright. So, what sort of comp do you expect from Classic? I feel like we're going to see on this map just simply an Oracle opening into the third base, just kind of like what he was doing against Hyun. And just try to take control of the early game. This is game 1. Coda is or excuse me, not Coda. Echo is one of these maps that is, it's very much a kind of standard map. Like, there's not too many features on the map that are kind of out there or crazy. The fourth base is pretty reasonable to take for both players. You know, it's a little bit further away than some other maps, but there's nothing like too crazy about this map. So I feel like this is a good map to feel out Rogue's ZVP because it's the first ZVP he's going to be showing today. See how he decides to play it, see what sort of reactions he makes, and just kind of play the first game standard, nothing too funky. But we are going to see a quick +1 here.
Well, that could lead to simply being a quick third base here. We could see a gateway all in from here. See how many gateways he wants to add, maybe 2, 3 more. It could just be that flat +1 gateway expansion, which we do see on occasion. It comes out a little bit quicker, a little bit safer. There no easy scouting with an Oracle or anything like that.
Yeah.
That Stalker as well, it's going to be denying a lot of scouting. And the Lynx does scout the Forge, and a Stargate behind it.
I don't think the Overlord saw that Stargate, actually. I think it was just out of vision.
Yeah, it looks like it retreated back just before it came down.
That's important, you know. Second Overlord's coming in here, but there's 2 Stalkers out, and they're going to be able to push the Overlords away. He could sack for this. I think he will. And he's going to see it.
He's all in. There's no way an Overlord can be saved from a Stalker at this point, so you might as well try and get the scouting you can.
He sees it.
Yeah, he sees it.
Shows gates next to it, though. What do you think about that? It was almost as if he wanted to show the gates. Or maybe he wanted him to like think, oh, it's multiple gates and not a Stargate, but I'm pretty sure he clicked on that, right? It's kind of strange.
Well, maybe we can see some Zealot aggression behind this because the +1's still being upgraded here, and you might as well make use of it if you're going to invest into it. Normally you wouldn't get it this early on unless you had plans for it.
It makes sense. I'm just surprised he didn't wait literally 1 more second to hide it. It's almost like he wants him to think it's something else going on, but he will make the Roach Warren after scouting that. This Ling is seeing this Nexus meanwhile. The Stalker doesn't see it, so knows that the third base is coming up, so that's good to know after you see those gates like that.
Yeah, you probably had a fair idea that was going to happen. It's either going to be that all-in or it's going to be a fast third with that +1 upgrading and that Stargate on the way. He's going to have everything he needs to defend against it. Roach Warren finishing up in time as well as the Lair and those Spore Crawlers.
Second Oracle. So going 2 Oracles with this. Going to send the first one across the map early on here. Going to try to get, see if we can get 2 or 3 kills here. Spore Crawler making it tough. Could get the transferring drones. Ooh, quick pullback there. That was very well done.
Hydroden on the way as well to follow things up here. So Rogue looking pretty good. No infestation pit just yet. If we saw that go down, we would expect a Viper timing perhaps before too much AoE is out for Classic. There it is now. So maybe he is looking for that, just stabilizing on 3 base. Make sure he's got all the tech before he wants to transition any further.
Yeah. Well, I'm really curious to see what Classic is actually going to do to follow this up because, he's shown 2 Oracles now. They haven't done too much, but one of the Twilight Council, it starts to look like we're going to see Blink +3, the high econ version, or excuse me, +2, not +3. Blink +2 with a third base. The third base is up. It's pretty saturated, He's up to almost 60 Harvesters now. Thinking of Void Ray, too. Ooh, oops.
Well, keeps one alive. If he keeps one alive, he'll be okay. So he's good enough for Revelations a little bit later and keeps the scouting going. Now 4th base going up as well for Rogue. A lot of Hydras on the way. I'm getting the impression we might just see that Rogue Hydra timing with Vipers.
Would make sense. His base has, been saturated for a while. He's powered up a lot of gateways, trying to increase his Stalker count. First Void Ray. See if he makes any more than that. +2 on the way now. You ever notice the +2 logo for Prost is kind of weird? It's like one's a side blade and one looks like a peg leg.
I didn't realize that until now.
What a weird rally here. This Void Ray is going to go down for free. Yeah,
it's kind of strange that it's kind of risky as well. The Hydras went out so far. Could always run into that army right there, and it would be a massive problem. A lot of Sentry Stalker.
Exactly. That was kind of funny that happened.
Templar Archives coming up as well. That's actually great timing for it. The Templars are going to be available for feedbacks long before Vipers will be on the map with energy.
Well, I mean, he basically has built a small Hydra force, and the Vipers are going to come out here shortly. Roach Speed as well. This doesn't feel very characteristic of Rogue to play like this.
You think so?
Yeah, I expected him to go more one way or the other. Like, rush the Vipers out a little bit faster without Hydras versus this, because he scouted, There wasn't much going on.
With the Spire, I think maybe he'd want to go into Broodlords behind this. I think maybe that would be his option.
Yeah.
Now that he's adding it so late, it's like it looked like he might have been trying for, or he might have been thinking about it, but the way the delay on his Hive, maybe it's just like he wants to get units out, he wants to secure a fourth base, he wants to go into the later techs, and he wants to go into Broodlords behind this.
Yeah, I think you're right. My new theory on this is just simply that the Hydras are, like you just said, defensive, because he saw what it looked like might be a +2 blink attack, which is what I was thinking it was going to be as well.
Yeah.
And so the Hydras are going to be pretty good against that. So
man, he scouts it. He just scouted it straight up. He knows exactly what's going on. We should see some Stargates go down. And Fleet Beacon. There you go.
And he's going to move across here maybe to try to hit something before the spines.
He can either attack or he can make Tempest. That's his two options right now.
You think he can... Oops.
Second Stargate.
You think he can make a fourth base while he moves out and pokes like this? Or is that too greedy?
I think he could, considering how defensive Rogue is being right now. Like, Rogue is not on the map at all. He doesn't even have vision of the fourth bases that are potentially classics.
That's what I find so strange about the way that Rogue is playing. Is just feels like he's kind of half doing everything he's doing. I mean, now he's committing to the tech hardcore, so it makes sense. But everything else, he was like, these Hydras didn't pressure with them at all. And now Classic, after he scouts this, can basically just do whatever he wants. It's a very uncomfortable position for Rogue going to this late game now.
Still, there is a great amount of time, I think, where the Broodlords will be relevant. There won't be too many Tempests out. Like, we do see one on the way now, but Broodlords are about to morph. When they morph and finish up, you can go for one big attack before the Tempests get to a point where they can start one-shotting the Broodlords.
Okay. Support Prism is...
If he catches this, that's huge. It makes everything so much easier.
He's got a Viper pull here. Easy.
Oh
my god, 1 hit point left. It does go down to the Queen before the Queen dies, but this draws all the army out of position. Let's see if he actually can get some damage done here at the 4th. The Spine Forest is ready. It's going to be tough to break through that. Looks like he's just going to pull back, clear up some creep.
Yeah, he sees the army with that creep. So he's like, okay, I know where you are. And this should be the time that he goes for the attack. He cannot wait any further. He sees the Tempest. He's like, okay, you scattered it. You know what's coming, so I have to get the damage done now before the numbers get too great.
I like that he actually attacked that Stargate with the Overseer, you know, to slow down the production of the Tempest. Big cancel here on the 4th. Just going to let it go. Could have bought him some time, though, so interesting choice here, but saves a lot of money this way because it's going to go down if Rogue wants it.
Yeah, look at this. Very smart from Classic. He's going to even give up any position below the ramp. Just posture with these Tempests. But if he can focus down the Tempests with these Abducts.
And that's exactly what he's going to do. One goes down. The second goes down as well.
Oh, wow.
Third one's still alive. But still, he's actually now created a wedge. Oh, he gets the third one. This should not have happened.
No storms are going down. No feedbacks either. Those Templar are in such a bad place because he's caught up in the SimCity right now.
Yeah, I feel like if he just left the 4th base and Rogue attacked it, it would have given him more time to build a Tempest count. And now he's
for the last one. Oh, he gets feedback before he can take it.
But still, just one Tempest is going to take so long to kill these Broodlords.
Oh, he really committed some units inside the base. If storms go down, they could do a lot of damage.
Okay, second Tempest getting way ahead of itself there was just on rally. And a few more shots will eliminate the last of these Broodlords. A great storm there on this army. The Nexus still survives with 3/4 of its hit points.
Still alive for now. He could almost blink forward. There's so many Stalkers at this point, and all the units on the ground are getting wiped out.
Okay, but keep in mind there's a 5th base behind this. +3. The Broodlords actually don't have any upgrades. They're about to get their very first +1. Because the Greater Spire was so fast, right after the Spires made it, didn't have time to get +1. But still, Rogue did a lot of damage with this. He killed a lot of units. He keeps the Frost Army small.
Yep, the Remax should be able to shut everything down from here. Look at that 80 supply lead. He shouldn't get too distracted with this War Prism. He has a great window of opportunity to go for the kill.
Smash that 3rd base at the very least. You know, hit this before the Tempest count gets high enough. It's so hard for them to produce those Tempests right now.
He's waiting for those Hydras, it looks like, and +3 nearly finished as well. And here we go. You see it moving across the map.
He's got so much bank. Does he have a larva problem? Oh no, he's maxed. That's why he's not making anything else. I was like, why is he making more Hydras? He's only got a few Hydras actually, so his anti-air is going to be somewhat limited. So the Abducts are important. He needs to take these Tempests down one by one.
You can almost ignore them, to be honest. Like he is just, the Roaches aren't going to take too much damage from him.
Okay, here he goes. That's enough Hydras to take these down one by one. With about 9 or 10 Hydras there. The Roach is tanking here at the front. The Hydra's going to come and join the battle now. Good blinks back here by Classic, but his army is just too small.
Oh,
decent storm.
Decent storm. It's not going to be enough there.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough. Even Roaches just killed the Nexus at the natural.
Get a better look at it there. And now everything getting wiped out. The Classic going to be down a game.
GG. Rogue takes it.
That was a sick game.
We're going into game 2 now. Again, a similar situation we had to the first match that Classic played today. He was down a game versus Yun and was able to fight his way back. But this time, look at his face. Doesn't look like he's fighting his way back out of anything here.
Oh, yeah. He's looking a little too stressed out at this point. He's like, man, I just keep dropping games to these Zerg players. And now he's risking getting knocked out of this entire tournament. The last Star League this year.
Yeah, and I think this is definitely really stressful, man, because it's getting late. It's 11 p.m. now in Korea. You might not be used to staying up this late, you know. Star League doesn't usually go this late. You know, this is late, man, and he's got to be exhausted. I feel like the things that his coach is saying to him right now, I don't know what they are, but they better be good because he needs someone to talk to right now. This is a moment where you definitely need a coach in the booth.
Yeah, if you're head in hands after losing game 1 of a best of 3, you're in a bad spot